Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at our good old favorite Nvidia stock and then AMD, ARM, Broadcom, SMCI, Micron. I'll take you over Intel and TSM as well, just show you around there as well. So with that, please hit the like, subscribe. Also please note, none of this is any financial advice and it's only for education purposes. Starting off with Nvidia, guys. So what are we seeing? Well, today was a day when we went lower, then got bought back up. Well, it happened in, let's go to the hourly interval. Let's start off there. So what happened is we first went up in the pre-market, stayed up over there, stayed below 123. This was one of the levels I told you guys yesterday as well in my videos to watch. And once the supply zone started to form on the lower time frame, you would have seen a rejection. So let's go to the 5 minutes interval. And when you start to see, retest and the rejection at those areas, it was a short play, came back down where? Right into that blue box, significant level area, also 117, got bought back up, went all the way where? Very close to again 123. So, and what I always say in these choppiness, especially in between 20 and 50 days moving average, I call it the zone of sandwichness. And though we are still in the area of the distribution phase technically, right, until these areas, this zone especially I talked about between 117 and 122 is going to be a zone of choppiness. You can still trade intraday up or down as for the levels that I just talked about, and that's what I also provided yesterday. But something most importantly was to watch is once we come down at 117, I talked about how on hourly interval, if we start to hold that area, right, we form a double bottom, we got a pivot, we continued higher back again to 123. So does this make Nvidia bullish though? That's another question. So intraday, we got the play as how we predicted and projected the levels to watch, what areas to watch for price to react, and how to take the position if these pivots hold, so the supply zone still react at 123. So we got both plays technically. Supply underneath of 123 in the morning, then a pivot formed at 117, and we went higher as we discussed yesterday in my video and also in the morning. So what from now? Well, so here's the thing. Let's go back to the daily interval. So here's the thing, guys. We are though not in the bullish structure yet. All right. That will be only above 123. We'll talk about the possibility of that happening in just a second. But right now, we are still in that rebound technically. All right. This is the pivots, right? We lost this uptrending pivot. Right, once we lost the $128 level, and thus what it does is that this is the next area, especially with this blue box, a next area of resistance. 128, we lost that. We got this the zone of overhead resistance, and that's why this technically overhead resistance, guys, in this case would be until around like this 100, even a little bit above 123 as well. But let's talk about that in just a second. So structure technically is not fully bullish. It's not bullish actually. It's still technically just a rebound happening on the daily interval. However, on the hourly interval, now we come to the lower time frame to see the intraday type of trades, right? And accordingly, if you have a swing position after the loss of 128, you should be taking partial profits here. You see, oh, double bottom is forming. That means I should take my more profits out, as $128 was the level to go into the position of the short, right, on the swing side, and then take partial profits out at these extensions at these double bottom. Now, how to trade this though going forward? And accordingly, you size and size out your position if you're trading swing or intraday. That's up to you. And I'm just providing you the structure and what type of trades, the levels to watch for potential price actions to form. Now, from here on, if tomorrow, guys, so because we have a pivot on the intraday, even though overall structure is still bearish, but since we have a double bottom already, tomorrow, as long as we continue to stay above 20 hours moving average now, this can continue higher. And if we break 123 also tomorrow, we can still test underneath of 200 hours moving average somewhere until 125. It's a possibility, right? So just because the pivot has been forming on the intraday, and we went a little bit higher up again, closer to the today's high. So any pullback in this zone, if pullback comes, price action holds here around 20 hours moving average or somewhere right over here and it starts to go up again, thus keeping this pivot higher pivot, then you can expect it to continue higher, and 125 and 60 cents area will be a possibility for Nvidia. And also you can be following this, it's not a perfect trend line, but it's a directional trend line, and depending on how you want to follow it, I'm just going to try to get all the pivots in the place. And as if we stay strong, guys, and pretty much that would be tomorrow if we get above 50 hours moving average, and definitely above 123, there is still some, this upside can continue up to 200 hours moving average. So even for tomorrow, as there's a possibility this rebound may continue. And is there a possibility to trade it to the downside as well? Let's take a look at that on the 5 minutes interval. To me, that possibility looks less, because when in a day you see, well, even if sell-off happens tomorrow, guys, I would not bet more than lower than 117. I mean, I'm not saying it can't do it, but 100, like going lower, especially when we have formed this pivot, is a less of a probability. All right, but if we lose, let's say 119 area or 118 area, 118 to 119, if we lose this area, then some downside may come, but the probability of losing blue box tomorrow is less. So just my opinion though. On the daily interval, we have you can see we are just above still 50 days moving average. Losing this blue box tomorrow, guys, down the $117, I think that's a less likelihood tomorrow, but anything can happen. In the pre-market, if you see weakness and Nvidia is around $118, if in the pre-market, then it may potentially go lower. So let's go to the hourly interval, and then only I would say there's likelihood we'll again test 50 days moving average down there. But this is the level you want to see it lose in the pre-market or anytime after. If we lose 118, blue box will again come into test, and then we'll have to see if it loses this or stays choppy. But so as I expected, as I said also in my yesterday video, that Nvidia can remain here into the choppiness with this double bottom formation into the pivot. We got both plays up and down, right, intraday today as expected, as I talked about yesterday in my video. And also in the morning I talked about these levels to watch. So guys, that's your Nvidia. So just work with those levels, both to the upside or downside, even though structure is to the downside. But yeah, this rebound, as if we break those levels to the upside, stay above into the pullback above 20 hours moving average. If we stay that, 125 is a possibility otherwise. And then also if we reject up there at 125, that's just in the downtrend that rebound is coming, that's just keeps it lower, right? It's change of structure. If you ask me, if we want to, from here where we are, if you want to become bullish again, change of structure is above 125 and 57 cents, full on bullish structure. Also that will put us above 20 days moving average. All right, so that's Nvidia. AMD, so let's take a look at that. So AMD, guys, has come down to 200 days moving average. That's pretty much what I was telling you, that once we lost this level 117.85 cents, AMD is not showing any bullish structure on the daily interval. Let's go to the hourly interval. Now 200 days moving average is definitely the area you need to be watching. Now if 200 days moving average has to hold a support, well, first of all, we need to see a double bottom. Right now I'm just seeing a flush and still a lower highs, lower lows, right? If we lose 200 days moving average, nothing is stopping it to continue lower. If we have to go up from here, either a double bottom can form here and then we get above 158 and 85 cents, then some upside may come. Yeah, but otherwise, AMD, after such a sell-off, I won't be surprised if some rebound comes. But again, only if those levels break to the upside, but that rebound will first trade it only until 108 and 61 if 200 days moving average holds. If this price area does not hold, yeah, it can continue lower. All right, ARM. So ARM has been selling off. Now this is the next level I provided you to watch, 149 and 74 cents. Some buying is coming here. It's the strong buy enough that can be continue higher tomorrow. Let's take a look at the hourly interval. So on the hourly interval, guys, we are still what, in the downtrends. We have lower highs, lower lows, all the pivots are being sold off. Now for ARM to, if it wants to do intraday strong rebound, well, if it can get above 161 and 51 cents and also 100 and I would give it 163 and 88 cents. Like until then though, if it rejects here, it's just going to plummet again. Then we have to see if pivot forms, then upside can come, but otherwise no. This thing is in the downtrend. This area zone still becomes a zone to watch. If price comes here, rejects it, can just continue lower. Change of structure a little bit again to the upside would be above this zone of 163 area. All right. So yeah, structure is broken on this, guys, as long as we are below blue box. So structure is technically on the downtrend on this. Take partial profits in the extensions. That's the way to trade, right? And then these are the zones with 50 days moving average and this support zone that you are watching if any support has to form in this zone. Broadcom sold off, got bought back up above 50 days moving average. Structure on this is the negative, but with this one, if you want to follow this channel, you can almost, yeah, it's not even building up as a channel yet. Never mind, guys. I thought it was building a channel, but yeah, hourly interval. Let's take a look at that. So on just like Nvidia, you can see Broadcom is finding some support today at the previous consolidation level, especially, right? This is a consolidation level, and it formed these double bottoms today. And yeah, if tomorrow pullback comes just like Nvidia, actually, if it stays above 150 and 31 cents, it can continue higher. And definitely with the break above 161 and 87 cents, it can continue in the direction of the next level to 166 and 79 cents. That's a possibility on this thing. All right, Intel is the, yeah, so Intel is doing its thing. I don't even know why I even talk about Intel. I'm going to delete it from my list here, guys. Intel, guys, it's a long-term play, as I have been saying. Between these two red lines, you can buy into it, and if we lose the lower red line 32.24, get out. Yeah, it's just not. I don't even trade this thing. I'm gonna get rid of it from here. I'm not gonna cover Intel, guys. It's just not not the thing to trade. TSM. The reason I avoid TSM also to trade, I don't trade TSM, guys. Is also is the spread is quite a lot between the bid and the ask on TSM, and which really makes it hard for trading, because you will end up paying quite a lot in the ask and the bid and the ask. So because the difference is quite high from the trading price, right? So if the price is trading at 177, you might see sometimes 177 and 20 cents or 30 cents as for the ask or the bid or the other side, right? The delta of 20-30 cents is what you see usually. It's not good for day trading, in my opinion. But again, yeah. Anyways, as for the structure, is downtrending. You can see it's rejected under 20 days moving average, TSM. And if we go to the hourly interval, the structure on this is technically still downtrending. And yeah, you can, guys, change of the structure on this will be above 176 and 12 cents if it can do that, but that will be only intraday. I mean, otherwise, yeah, no, it can just go into these rebounds and can sell off. So what I'm seeing is there's some extensions and the buying up, right? So that tells me also that buyers are willing to step in, so it might go a little bit sideways as well for a couple of days, and then we'll see where it relaxes on if it continues to sell off, right? But change of structure would be only above, well, there was a little bit of a play today above 169 and 88 cents. And then tomorrow's more upside would be if a pullback happens, if it holds above 169 and 88 cents, some upside may again come from there. Yeah, and some more will be above 175 and 95 cents, but only until 200 hours moving average. Technically, we are below that, so we have to trade only, a little bit in the structure, and not more than that, right? And it's not a swing long for sure, but as I talked about, some rebound may continue. But if anytime we lose 169 and 79 cents to the downside, yeah, this thing may not look very good. Again, this will continue then lower. SMCI, daily interval first. Let's take a look at that. So SMCI getting a little bit bought back up. Again, we're at the same pivot, right? Do we have a confirmation of rebound? Well, first of all, 911 level, once it was lost level, the structure was broken. You need to take partial profits in the extension. This is the time to take partial profits, right? So let's go to the hourly interval. And where's the structure change if it has to happen? So on the intraday, structure change back again to the upside. Little bit of upside may come if 822 and above we go. If we continue to reject there or wherever we are from, it can again just continue lower. So you have to see the price action in this downtrend, but these are the levels to watch. Technically, we are still in the lower highs, lower lows on SMCI. No structure has changed so far, but I gave you the level to see if where that structure would change. So yeah, and again, like since we have a this wick down there, if pullback happens, but you see support forming here on the lower time frame, like double bottoms, things or higher pivots, then intraday also that pullback can turn a little bit to the upside, because that good move has happened. Time to take profits on this short plays, and then accordingly you can, if the support happens intraday, a little bit of a rebound can come only if these pullback holds or the level to the upside that I provided you, if those structure breaks, right? Micron continues to sell off, and similarly, very similar to SMCI, guys. This could be traded into a rebound. I'll take a look at in the lower time frame in just a second. But yeah, structure broke below the blue box, still trending down. Partial profits needs to be taken in the extensions. And if I go to the hourly interval, do we have a structure to the upside? No, guys. Technically, we are still in the downtrend. Very clear lower highs, lower lows. If we have to go to the upside, we need to get out of this pivot first above 20 hours moving average. Some upside may come into the rebound, and or if pullback happens and we find support at this zone of 114, we found double bottom, that is then also a possibility of potential only intraday rebound, I would say, nothing more than that. But if we just continue to plummet and lose 114 area, we see a flush here and don't find double bottom, it's just going to continue lower. That's the next leg down, right? So these are the levels you're watching for these type of trades. But yeah, technically overall structure on Micron is bearish as well. So that's that. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this video. And if you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. And before going, I want to point you to this channel of mine, Junior Trader Dividend Investing channel. And guys, I have been building my dividend portfolio here. Today, I bought some tech ETF because ETFs were plummeting. Sorry, the tech stocks were plummeting. And I was looking for a pullback to start a position. I started a tech ETF position. So if you want to know more details, and also my portfolio is in a really good profits, all of that information I have shared in this video today that I have done. Check this video out. Subscribe here as well if you want to follow along. Link to this channel will be in the description of this video. All right, see you in the next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.